Hello and welcome back to Big Mouth. So let's talk about Geeks and Gamers and Jeremy and Ethan Van Scriber and that Star Wars girl, and let's just talk about the simple concept that just because you don't agree with someone's politics, it doesn't mean you can't support them and agree with them over other things. Like many people, I was really underwhelmed by The Last Jedi. I wasn't as angry as other people were. I slowly discovered this channel, Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy, Ethan Van Scriber. And now, I didn't know who Ethan was originally, but I slowly did. The man is actually a legend, but he supports Trump. But when I started researching him and realising that he'd worked with DC, he'd done all these, great artwork, then I realised, wow, because I'm a DC fan, but I don't read the comics. But I love the characters and some of the live action stuff. So I'm thinking, wow, this guy's a legend. Why do I care that he supports Trump? What do I care about the politics he's babbling about? I don't care. Because for me, politics and governments are all corrupt, whether they're left, middle or right. But definitely I'm more to the left than the right. If someone's laying on the floor, I'm going to give them up my hand and pull them up. But my knowledge of politics is very little. I'm not interested. I live under the radar. And, I just don't really care about politics that much. But I'll be clear, I don't like Donald Trump. So I quickly discovered that Jeremy is a Trump supporter. Interestingly enough, he used to support Obama, which is just actually fascinating to me. But again, it didn't affect me because one of the key aspects of me gravitating to Jeremy's channel, Geeks and Gamers, first of all, he's very talented. He puts himself across really well. But everything he was saying about Disney, Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy and what they've done with identity politics and gender issues is absolutely spot on. Because this film, The Last Jedi, broke the fandom and it broke Star Wars and it made Solo a flop. Not that we should have ever got a Solo, because Solo without Harrison Ford is like me without having sex for 6 days. It just doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? But what I quickly discovered, as I got more interested in Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers, I actually followed all of them on YouTube. So I'd actually discovered that Star Wars girl before I discovered Jeremy. And it was quite funny because I remember watching her first video. I mean, it must have been up for ages. And I thought, wow, this girl is so eloquent with the way she's speaking. No media training, no nothing. This is what I love about YouTube. And the way she spoke about, Kathleen Kennedy saying that Luke Skywalker wasn't, relatable to women. The passion she used, kind of talking about that, was amazing. And then I noticed her on Geeks and Gamers, and Jeremy was very correct in bringing her onto the table because she's absolutely fantastic. And by the way, her artwork is beautiful. And then we had SC Reviews. Again, I discovered him before I did Geeks and Gamers. All of a sudden, Jeremy's got all these people on his channel. And whatever their politics, and I don't think that Star Wars girl is a Trump supporter, and so I don't know about SC Reviews, but definitely that Star Wars, but it doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make here is, just because some of these people support Trump, it doesn't mean we can't support their factual opinions. The reality is, everything that Jeremy, Geeks and Gamers, Ethan Van Scriber, and let's not forget World Class Bullshitters, who run a fantastic channel. Again, I think they're right-wing. I'm not. But that doesn't stop me saying, you know what, guys? You run a fantastic channel. You seem like fantastic lads. All of them. I could sit in a pub, with them all night, shout them drinks, and we could have a good laugh and a good time, bitching about Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy and Ryan Johnson. It will be fun. But they live in America, and I'm in a little island called Cyprus, in the Middle East. So you've never heard of it. You don't know who I am. Let me tell you who I am. I'm just this guy who has got this YouTube channel for the past month with about 35 subscribers. Most of those subscribers don't even watch my videos. I'm not expecting to be successful I'm a former Iron Napa reality star, which is here in Cyprus. I'm developing the first English-speaking dramas here on Cyprus TV. That's who I am. I'm no big deal. I'm just trying to make my dreams come true like everybody else. But the reason I decided to do this video, I just saw Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy, do a video about Free Buck Theatre and how they've had issues with him, but he's apologised and taken videos down. And I just really like how gentlemanly Jeremy is. And I think because there is this kind of preconception about people from the right wing that they're very horrible people. In fact, they're not horrible people. Jeremy is a man with a wife, with children. You know what I mean? He's just an ordinary guy who doesn't agree with things that some other people do. But you've got to, look, I'm just sick and tired since Trump's got in, going on Twitter and just seeing arguments. Oh, you support Trump. You're an asshole. You know, you don't deserve to be, you know, respected or anything. No, I don't like Trump, but I like Jeremy. He comes across as a great guy. I don't like Trump. I like Ethan Van Scriber. I love world-class bullshitters. I love those guys. I know what they support. I know what they stand for. I don't stand for that. But you know what? That doesn't matter. Just because they believe in something, nobody's wrong, nobody's right. That's the reality of the situation. It's all about coming from preconceived positions. And the preconceived position right now is that Trump's scum and anyone who supports him scum too. No, that's not how it works. So I shall continue to support Geeks and Gamers. Not that they need my support. I love their videos. I love World Class Bullshitters. I must admit, my favourite is that Star Wars girl because she's just this ordinary young woman, artist. I love creative people. She's not famous or anything, quite well known because of the success of her YouTube, but she seems like a person who hasn't got a big head, who hasn't got an ego, and I just love her passion for Star Wars, the way she talks about George Lucas, how she went to the same university as him or school. I just think she's brilliant, and the reality is what these people are saying about Star Wars is right, but these people to me are heroes. Why are they heroes? Because they've said to Lucasfilm, no. You can say we're old men living in our mum's broom cupboards. You can say we're all white men, which is not true. We know that now. That Star Wars girl happens to be a young woman, and there's so many of her. It's like the situation with Doctor Who. They've cast a woman. And the preconception is that it's just some of us men living with our mums who are not happy about this. The reality is, I never wanted a female doctor, but I've accepted it because I know the female cast is a good actor. But if they were going to cast a woman, my opinion is they should have at least cast someone kind of off the cuff. But they didn't even do that. But that's just changing the subject. As I say, the reason I did this video really because I've been following Geeks and Gamers and World Class Bullshitters and that Star Wars girl, NSC reviews, and I forgot that other guy. Is it Ortega? I love that guy. Is it Even Ortega, isn't it? I love that guy. I love that he's been editing Last Jedi. So he's someone else who's kind of joined Geeks and Gamers, but obviously he's got his own independent channel too. These people are fantastic for me, and he's definitely not a Trump supporter, by the way. But this is what I'm saying. Just because you don't agree... Listen, the whole point is we can't agree, but we've got to be mature adults. Just because we don't agree with someone, it doesn't make them an arsehole. This is why I love going online on Twitter and Instagram and other places, because I get to meet brand new people every day and make brand new friends. And I don't agree with them about romance, about life, but we can still be mates and chew the fat. This is how life should work. But if you abuse someone just because they don't agree with you, what does that make you? That says a lot more about you than it does about them. So I'm going to shout you out, Geeks and Gamers, World Class Bullshitters. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for keeping Lucasfilm honest. And I think we're on a better journey now. And I think episode 9 will actually be an okay film because of what you've done and the pressure you've done. I think the Clone Wars animated series returning is coming back because some of the pressure that you guys have put onto it. So thank you very much. I love Star Wars. I love geeks. I love nerds. And Geeks and Gamers, and Jeremy especially, you're awesome. Thank you. Keep up the good work.